So how's everyone doing? Pretty good?
Good.
That's good. So so we have so I wanted to give you guys a choice. We could either keep looking at the Zybook stuff, or we can continue looking at Amir's homework. I think everyone wants to do the homework, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I will put this here. So I actually took the time right now to, well, I took the time before to really look at this, and I have a much better understanding about this homework now. But there's some things that I would word differently simply because the instructions are a little bit confusing. But it's okay because I understand it. I can help you guys out too. So before we get into this, I know that you had a lecture with Amir previously, right? What did he cover in the lecture today?
As far as I could get through, it was the last thing I could see before I got kicked out for the final time was talking about brackets with tax.
What?
Tax.
Tax.
It's like I think it was like bracketing or something. I'm not really sure.
Like a raise?
I think so. Someone can back me up that didn't get kicked out from the thing.
Hmm.
He was using tax examples for nested if-else statements.
Oh, he's doing nested if else statements.
Yeah.
Okay. But just to be clear, he didn't go over for loops yet.
No.
Okay, I figured. Well, that's fine. Well, we'll just do the homework. But if it's okay with you guys, well, we already did problem 1 in the last session. If it's okay with you guys, I'd rather do part 3 next and then 2. Is that okay with everyone? Because problem 2, the best solution for that is going to require a for loop, and I know you guys didn't go through that yet. But part 3 you can do. You guys cool with that? Okay. So I will put this over here, and then we'll call this. And if you don't mind, I'm going to continue using Visual Studio just because I don't like code blocks. But you should be using code blocks just in case. So this is going to be homework 1, problem 3. Perfect. Put you here. Let's add. Homework 1, problem 3. Okay. I'll make this a little bit bigger. Standard answering. Cool. So oh, Logan James says I don't think we cover for loops for another weeks. And part 2 says it can only be 5 digits long. Well, part 2 says that it could be no more than 5 digits long. So it could be 1 digit or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. But well, we can talk about problem 2 when we get to it. Right now, we're just going to do 3. So 3 says The following pseudocode describes how to extract the dollars and cents from a price given as a floating point value. For example, a price of $2.95 yields the values 2 and 95 for dollars and cents respectively, right? Now, I had to read this a couple times in order to understand, but I would totally word this differently. But it says, the pseudocode says the following: assign the price of an integer variable to an integer variable dollar. So what he means by that is because since you already learned the difference between an int and a double, if we try to pass a number with decimals to a variable that contains an int, I already told you before that the decimal portion gets lopped off and you're just left with the 2. And by doing this, our variable dollars will just be equal to 2. So this part of the pseudocode makes sense. But then this line here, I would totally word this differently. It says, multiply the difference price minus dollars by 100 and then add 0.05, right? Now,
I've been wondering what the 0.5 even does, because when I removed it, it provides the exact same output.
oh, yeah, well, I had to actually think about this for a while. And the reason why it's a good idea to add 0.5, I realize now, is because of rounding. Because you see, when we're left with the, let's say we had the variable 2.95, right? We subtract dollars from it, which is 2, and we're left with 0.95, right? So when we multiply that by 100, the 0.95 becomes 95, right? Now, the reason why we're adding 0.05 is because even though the 2.95 here is showing 2 decimal points, it could be that there are numbers after the 95. It could be 2.954 or 2.957. We're just saying 2.95 because we set precision to 2. The reason why we're adding 0.5 is because if there's fractions of a cent after that, it'll round up to the nearest.
Wait, but like, but that's already covered by the multiplying by 100, because it says multiply the difference, and then I imagine supposed to be parentheses, price minus dollars.
Yeah, I would put
because it's already a float
here.
point. It's already like it removes the dollars part, and then it multiplies the 10, and then because it's an add, it's always last anyways.
Yeah.
But by that point, like, the math already works out. It already fixes for the integer.
Yeah. Well, yeah. To me, the rounding thing is unnecessary, but if you imagine that the number is actually 2.957, we're only seeing 2.95 because we set precision to 2. When we do the difference and then the multiply by 100, we would be left with 95.7. And if we add the 0.5, it'll become 96 point something. And because cents is an integer, the decimal part will be rounded off. And then by doing that, we rounded up the cents.
True, but most cents don't go into the thousands place.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you ask my opinion, I think this part is largely unnecessary, but it's fine. We can add this. Yep. But that's my understanding about the assignments. It's okay. But like you said, I would totally word this differently. Like, for instance, I would do what you said and put parentheses around price minus dollars. And then the last line of pseudocode says, assign the result to and integer variable sense. I assume he meant to say and, not and. Right?
Honestly, I think this one was the easiest one of them all.
Yeah.
Just because it says use an integer there. It begins with float point values, so price is float. And then everything's already specified.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this problem more or less is pretty easy. Yeah, we can still do it though. So it says translate the pseudocode to a C++ program, read a price and print the dollars and cents. Test your program inputs 2.95 and 3.45. So we can go ahead and do that. So we need to have a variable that represents the input, right? So it's going to be 2.95 or 4.35. So this is going to be a double, right? And this is going to be user input. What do we want to call this variable? Just money? Okay, we'll call it money. And then the next thing we got to do is prompt the user to enter whatever value that is, right?
Should we initialize the others first as well, or no?
The other what?
Initialize dollars and initialize cents.
Yeah, we can do that. So dollars is going to be an int, right?
Yes, it says for both of them.
Yeah, cents is going to be an int as well. Int. Okay. So now we can prompt the user to enter a value for money. So I'm going to say cout. Enter a monetary value. Like that. Semicolon. And then let's see in money. There we go. So let's step through the pseudocode line by line, right? So it says, assign the price to an integer variable dollars. So let's say dollars equals money. So do we understand what would happen at this line? At this point in time, money is equal to 2.95, which is a double. But we're passing that variable to dollars, which is an int variable, right? So what happens as a result? An int can't have a decimal point, right?
So it rounds, or?
No, it doesn't round. The decimal point would get lopped off. We would be, the 2.95 would turn into 2, just as Brandon Vasquez says in the chat. Yes, it would be just 2. And I can actually show that to you here, like cout money, cout dollars. So if I put in 2.95 like this, money would be 2.95, but because we're passing that value to an int, the 0.95 gets lopped off and we're left with 2. That's how integer math works in programming. But that's exactly what we're trying to do, right?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So let me get rid of this. I only put this here to show that to you.
So we don't need that?
Well, we are gonna output it at the end.
Oh, I see.
I don't mind rewriting it again later. But so we did this line of pseudocode so far. Let's do this one next. Multiply the difference price minus dollars by 100 and then add 0.5 to it. Okay. So I think what we're gonna do is take the variable money and subtract dollars from it, right? Well, actually, we're gonna reassign this. So money equals money.
Equals cents because it says assign the result to cents.
We could do it this way, sure. And well, you wanted to do. You want to
Just
do
as
both
the
of these in one
pseudocode
line,
said.
huh?
Huh?
You want to do both of these lines of pseudocode in one line, right? That's what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. Cents equals money minus dollars. But money minus dollars. So we're gonna have 2.95 minus 2, and we'll be left with the 0.95, right?
Yes.
But we need to multiply that by 100. So let's put parentheses in here and say times 100. And then it also asks us to add 0.05 just so that we can do the rounding thing. And as we mentioned before, that's largely unnecessary in my opinion, but we can put it anyways. So put another set of parentheses around this and just say plus 0.5. This one looks better if I space it nicer. There we go. So line 16 does both of these lines of pseudocode at the same time, right? So now we have a value for dollars. Now we have a value for cents. Now we just need to output both of them, right? So I'm thinking, let's just see out dollars and say we have this many dollars, and then see out cents and say we have this many cents, right? That seems to make sense to me, right? See out dollars, and line see out cents. And that should do it, right? So let's run this and see if it works. 2.95. So we have 2, and then we have 95. We can do it again for 3.45, right? Or 4.35. 4.35. Yeah, it does it. Now, the reason for this 0.5 here is because this will do the rounding thing that I was saying earlier. So let's say instead of 2.95, we have 2.956. By adding the 0.5 as a result of this, the 956 just rounded up to the nearest cent, which is 6. And that's the only reason that I can think of why we have to add the 0.5 for the rounding thing.
Am I missing something? It's not displaying for me.
Huh?
Am I missing something? It's not displaying for me.
Does your code look like mine? See out.
It does, but I'm not sure what's the problem.
You want to share your screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'll stop my share. Go ahead and share your screen. Oh, you're missing a parentheses. You have to have a closing parentheses after the 100. And that's why it's not working. You have missed.
Oh, that makes sense. It was just I wasn't looking.
Yeah, when it compiles, it checks to make sure that every open parentheses has a closed parentheses to pair with it.
Okay, it's still not running, and I put it in there.
Brandon Vasquez says need to add another in the front as well.
I think I added 2 of them.
Ms. Valerie Mora, could you share your screen again?
Yeah.
Okay. Money minus dollars times 100. Okay. Let me compare your code to mine. Okay. If anyone sees it, please point it out to us. That looks fine to me. Like what seems to be a problem? Could you run it again?
Yeah, and I even did build and run.
Is anyone else getting her problem?
Are you clicking build and run, or just clicking build? Oh, okay.
Try clicking the play button next to the big play button. Like the one, yeah, right there. Yeah.
Do me the same thing for any of those.
Wait, can you go back to your code?
My code? Well, I was looking at her code. Her code looks exactly the same as mine. But if you want, sure, I'll share it again. Yeah, I saw no difference. Like, if I ran it.
Do you think I should make a new project?
Hey, can I see hers one more time, just in case?
Sure. I'll stop my share. Go ahead and share your screen again.
Can we see the file tree? It should appear on the left when you full screen it.
Oh, that's why it's not working. It's on her project 3, not 2. She has to click on homework problem 2. Which one is she on?
This is problem 3.
So double click on PL project 2. Head to your left. There you go. Now C++.
Oh yeah, you have 3 CPP files, and it's running the one that has nothing in it.
I have mine running like that and it works fine.
Oh.
Alright, not sure, because that happened to me a while ago where it was on the wrong CP file.
Hmm. Well, you closed the other CPP files, but they're still part of the project. But that's weird. Yeah, like I'm not at all familiar with code blocks, but did you add 3 different CPP files to the same project? Valerie Mora? Did you add 3 different CPP files to the same project?
Hold on, I'm sorry, I forget my mute mic. No, I just made 3 separate projects. It's
You made
not
them
in
separate
this.
projects.
Like I clicked project, and then I named it that, and I clicked a new project. Like they're all separate files.
Yeah, I
I
don't
see.
know why that's doing that then. I think that I think Professor Amir would be happy to help you. I would think that he knows code blocks more than I do.
Could I see the file tree again?
Sure.
I don't want to spend too much time on this. We do need to do problem 2 as well.
Yeah.
That's true.
Problem 2 is easy. I did it in like 5 minutes.
You did it?
Yeah, I did it.
How did you do
Way
it?
longer than 5 minutes.
I can try and describe it to you.
What?
I just had
Actually,
once.
this is a good. This is a good. How about instead of me coding, let's see what Logan James. Do you mind sharing your screen with us so we can see what you did?
For problem 2, sure.
Awesome.
At the right screen? I can't tell yet. It is. Okay.
Yeah, because the way that I was thinking of doing it. That's how you did it, huh? I guess that works, yeah.
And it works if I do build run. So let's say you don't have all 5 digits. Let's say you just want to do like 765 something. Oh, that's the wrong program. Ah.
Oh, yeah, you were running the other. Okay.
I do not.
And after you show yours, I'm gonna show you how I was gonna do it.
That is now I'm getting the same problem that Valerie is having now, where it's running a different problem, running a different thing. Different. Oh. What did I do? Oh God.
Oh, you just full screened it. That's all you did.
I do not know how I did that.
Oh yeah, you didn't full screen it. You hid the ribbon, or whatever it's called. Yeah, why don't you right click on the ribbon?
If all your things are saved, just look for the one that you are going to show us, and then close up 2.
Yeah.
And then
do what
go back
Brandon
to
Vasquez does. Click view.
Yeah.
And then go back to the view thing to open the other thing, the other 2. Yeah, manager.
Alright.
And then I think go to 2 and double click on the homework P2, the squares, not the CPU thing side itself.
Oh.
Now, when you run it, it should be running properly.
Okay, now right. So yeah, it works. That just says 2 zeros at the beginning.
Okay, I see.
So I know it took me a while, but I more or less mine used to upload that, but I decided to fix it to remove the zeros.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Valerie Moore says now it's not loading the projects. Is everyone having the same problem with their code blocks right now?
Wait, maybe oh, she disappeared. I would say maybe Valerie just had to double click on the square thing. I forgot you're not supposed to click on this one, not the CPP file.
Mm.
and that's how it switches the project so it builds on that.
Okay.
Because I was accidentally asking her to click on the CPP file instead.
Okay.
So you click on the CPP file to change what program it runs.
No, if you click on that, nothing changes. You have to click on the
The square with all the colors.
actual project itself.
Oh,
Okay, guys. A little disclaimer: when you actually do submit your homework, try to change the code a little bit so it doesn't look too similar to everyone else's. I'm sure. I know that Amir knows that we're working together and he's cool with me working together, helping you guys, but no, just do that just in case. You know, because I don't want anyone to get accused of copying one another. But
She says it's back, so I'm not sure if she means it's working. Probably no.
No, it's not. It was for a second.
Not so strange.
Tonight is not my night.
Yeah.
I'd say just do a whole copy and paste on it, shut it all down, start a new project, paste it in, see if anything changes.
It won't even let me access it anymore.
Huh.
So what should we work on now?
Right.
It's 7:30 now then.
Well, I was gonna say well what I was gonna do was I was gonna show you my solution to homework problem 2, the one that uses a for loop, but I don't know since we already saw a solution.
oh, I had a solution with the for loop on that.
Oh, you did one with the for loop?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you want, I can quickly show you what my solution would have been. Do you guys want to do that, or do you just want to forget it and just move on to the Zybook stuff?
I kind of want to see it.
Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. Okay.
Okay, wait, I think it's back. I'm so sorry, guys, for taking up your time.
You're fine. Like, this is the point of us meeting together anyways, just to help each other out.
We could just think of it as practice for debugging, just like in chapter 2.
Hold on. Let me put the chat over here. I can put participants over here. Okay. This is the way I would have done it. Done homework 2. Well, I'm just gonna use the same CPP file because I'm too lazy to make a new one. So I would say int input, say cout, please enter an integer. Cin input. And then the next thing I would have done is this. I know you guys aren't familiar with the string library, but I guess now's a good time to show you. The thing that I would have done next would be to include.
Oh, you're gonna convert it to a string and then output it?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd probably be a lot easier than when I did.
Yeah, and by doing it that way, I wouldn't have leading zeros if the number was less than 5 digits. But that was my idea. But yours is fine too. I'm sure Amir will accept that. But I'm going to include string and say I'll add a new variable called string input or something that I can remember. And I would say input string equals toString. ToString is a function. Then, and inside the parentheses, it needs an integer to convert to a string. I'm going to say input. So so if my input was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, input would be the integer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but input string would be the string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then after that, I would have a for loop. Int I equals 0. I know you haven't learned for loops yet, but I'm fine with showing this to you. So I start at 0. I will continue to until input string length.
What's the difference between dot size and dot length? Or is it like the same?
You use dot size to find the size of a vector. You use dot length to find the size of a string.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Oh, it's missing. Oh, this needs to be there. And then I would just say cout input string dot at I space. And then that's how I do it. Now, there's a lot of stuff in here that you haven't seen yet, but the toString function, the length function, and the at function are all functions of the string library. But if you wanted me to run this, like, I'm sure this will work, you know. If I entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it would put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if I tried it again, if I put a whole bunch of numbers, oh, why did it do that?
Don't forget, it's an integer. It can't go too high.
Oh,
It's
you're right.
The
You're
bit
right.
rate.
Oh yeah, I overflowed. That's why. Thanks for pointing that out. There you go. And then if it was less than 5 numbers, you wouldn't have leading zeros. But like, that would have been my solution if I was presented with this homework problem. But I know you guys haven't learned any of this yet. But
that was way easier than my for loop. I forgot about the string library.
Well, I don't think you've learned it yet, did you?
I just use an if on, and then if that tens place or 10,000 place was a 0, I just made it not output anything.
Oh, Brandon Vasquez asks in the chat, can you explain what the for loop does in the situation? Sure, I can do that. So a for loop, you use the keyword for, and inside the parentheses, you need 3 clauses. The first one is going to be the initial statement. The second clause is the continuing condition. So as long as this statement is true, the for loop will continue to iterate. And the I++ means that every time we iterate, we increment I by 1. So by doing this, we say that I is our index, and the index starts at 0. And if input string.length, if the length of the string was 5, this loop, the code that's inside of these brackets would continue to happen until this statement was no longer true. So since I starts at 0, because 0 is less than 5, we would iterate. So we do this line of code, and we increment 0 by 1. So now we have 1, right? since I is no longer 0 and it's equal to 1 now, is 1 still less than 5? Yes, it is. So we do this again and then increment 1 again. So 1 becomes 2. And we do it again, changing it to 3. Because 3 is less than 5, we would still do it. And the .at function, it outputs a character given a particular index. Because I starts at 0 and goes to 5, we went through each character in the string one by one. And I just added a space between. Well, you'll learn for loops eventually, but you know, I just
So, like, how would we, actually get this done? Because I know we don't know anything about well, we weren't taught for loops yet.
Yeah. I think the best way to, like, yeah, I'll put a comment up top. I'll say that this is the complicated answer. Please don't actually submit this as your homework, because I know that Amir is going to say, how did you learn this stuff? And he's going to think that you maybe cheated or something. But to answer your question, Ms. Bellymore, you think probably the best way to do it would be to use mod, the mod, the modulus operator over and over again. Like,
Okay.
who was the one that showed their homework 2 solution?
I did. I can show it again if you want.
Yeah, well, you go ahead and show it again. I'm gonna stop my share.
Okay. Then let me just do this.
I know you're all beginner programmers, but let me just take a moment and say I'm very proud of your solutions. They're very creative. So Logan James, he put input divided by 10,000 over here, and he modded it by 10. Do we understand what the modulus operator does?
How do you do the mod operator again?
It's just the percentage sign.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Did Amir go over math, and did he tell you what modulus does?
It's in Zybooks, so.
Oh, it's in Zybooks. Okay, that's even better. Okay. So we understand that this is the same as dividing, but instead of being left with the dividend, we're left with the remainder, right? It gives you the remainder that occurs after division.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Logan James, I like your solution. It's effective. The only thing that it doesn't account for is leading zeros if the number is less than 5 digits long.
Yeah.
But I think that's fine, to be honest with you. Like, the only other way to do it is to do the way I showed it to you.
Oh, I used a solution with a for loop too. That was kind of different. Could you take a look at it?
I was gonna say
sure.
I did mine with an
yeah.
if.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Aaron
Okay.
Massey. Go ahead and share your
Let me-
screen.
Let me open it up. Okay. Screen.
Practically show and tell at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, this is good. This is good discussion. Like, we show our code to each other. We're all learning from each other, right?
This one's a little complicated. So like, I think I got it to support all types of digits as long as there's no overflow.
Oh, yeah, you got me
Yeah.
curious now. You included the math library? 'Cause-
Yeah, so that's because I figured to count the digits you have to take you could take the logarithm of the input, like log base 10, and then add 1 to get the amount of digits.
Now that's creative. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Can we
so
see
then-
how it works?
Oh, wait. Oh, like keep going through it. and then I just made a place value integer
Mhm.
to just hold like whatever digit like I was working with in the for loop.
Yeah.
And then I just made assign total digits to it, like to set the upper limit for the for loop.
Mhm.
Then assign place value to like you take by taking the input and dividing it by 10 to the amount of like 10 to the amount of digits minus 1.
Yeah.
So it's only going to yield that digit that we're currently working with,
Right.
right? And so then it's just going to output that. And then I
then-
probably could have used modulo for this, but what I did
Um,
is I just subtracted the place value times the power to the digit count minus 1. Like
doing that, you're removing the
yeah, I'm removing the front of
leftmost
it.
digit every time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and then lower the digit count so that doesn't break.
That's cool. I like that. Like,
Took me a long
Now
time.
I feel like mine's clunky at
so
this
how,
point. Damn.
when did you learn?
I took AP CSA in high school.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So you got a leg up on everybody else, huh?
It was in Java, so like, but like it's pretty much
Obviously.
the same thing as what's going on here. It's just
Okay.
different syntax.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's good. That's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent work. Well done.
I took APCSA as well.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh. There you go.
Okay. So, yeah, the very productive meeting this was. So we have 4 minutes left. I take it that there's no more questions on the homework, is there?
No, so we did solve problem 2. It was.
Yeah, we
Like-
came up with all sorts of different ways to do number 2.
I'll have to rewatch the video because I think my internet was like blinking on it.
Yeah, don't worry. I always upload everything at the
Okay.
end of the day. But so we do have 3 minutes left. I don't know if we'll accomplish anything substantial in the Zai books in just 3 minutes. But I don't know. So just out of curiosity, how many of you already moved on to the week 3 material decisions, or at least looked at it? Not yet. Well, that's fine. I know that this is not due until a week from now. But for those that did go ahead, I was going to ask if there was any section that gave you trouble. But no? Okay.
I don't think anyone has yet.
Huh?
I don't think anyone has really done much of that one.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can go ahead and look at it next Tuesday, if that's cool with you guys. Or if you want to, you can just look ahead in the weekend and do it on your own. And then if you do it by yourself on the weekend, if there's any sections that gave you trouble, we can talk about it in our Tuesday meeting again. Does that sound good to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, yeah, good job, guys. This was a very productive meeting. I thoroughly enjoyed looking at all of your homework solutions. I'm sure Amir will be very impressed. But yeah, so we know what we're doing. We're gonna look at the week 3 material just a little bit over the weekend, so we'll be prepared come Tuesday. Are we good to end this meeting?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
coming. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you guys for coming. Yeah, I'll see you guys next
On
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Later.
Thank you. See you Tuesday.
Bye bye.
Thank you.